guys, it's Anthony Punchin here from BW Physique and Fitness. I've got a whole bunch of new questions that you've been asking on our Facebook page, so let's go through a few of those for you. Okay. Right, how many minutes and how many times a week should I do on the cross trainer to burn fat, which would be on top of bootcamp and personal training sessions each week? Okay, that's a tricky question because on top of bootcamp and personal training sessions, or just one or the other, there's no need to do any extra minutes on the cross trainer to burn extra fat. Basically, the work, the exercise that you do should be done in such a way that it creates a stimulus for your body, whereas you'll be burning fat when you're not exercising, as opposed to burning fat when you are. Because burning fat during exercise is incredibly inefficient. If you're trying to burn X amount of calories to make a dent into obviously the amount of calories that a pound of fat on your body can produce, then you have to do an awful lot of exercise to make any kind of dent. So your focus is in the wrong place. So those bootcamp and those personal training sessions and all those personal training sessions are there to reshape your body, while you then go away and change your eating patterns to burn fat. That's mainly what burns fat. It creates a stimulus. And those sessions themselves aren't designed to just burn X amount of calories in that session. They're then designed to burn more and more calories for hours after that session. In fact, it can be up to about 48 to 72 hours, depending on how hard you worked in that session, because of the type of work that you do. The type of work that you do in those sessions. So again, it's not just mindless calorie burning. Now, it can get a bit tricky if you're doing something like a photo shoot or some kind of show where you've got to strip off and actually you want to look your best, or you're getting to a point where you've not got a lot of fat and you need to kind of get rid of that last bit. Then those little extra calories that you can burn become more beneficial, and then you'd be looking at maybe 20 minutes of low-level calorie burning 2-3 times a week. So not a lot. So basically, we don't actually want to. We don't want to cut into our recovery really, because it's when we're recovering between those high-intensity sessions that we're actually burning fat, and those ones are just little extra sessions. The low-level sessions on the cross training that I was just talking about are just little extra sessions to boost it a tiny little amount. But basically, to look at the bigger picture, in most cases, on top of your bootcamp and or personal training sessions, you don't actually need to do any more sessions on the cross trainer at all, because the amount of burn you fat, the amount of fat you burn even, will be fairly minimal. Yeah. Right. Why are medicine balls called medicine balls? Good question. Medicine balls are called that because medicine, if you go back far enough, is a term that's used to encompass everything to do with health and everything that's part and parcel of that, and part and package of that. And basically, so medicine balls that are obviously just weighted balls, for those people that don't know, are called medicine balls because they were designed obviously to add resistance to what you do and increase your health. So basically, medicine didn't used to be just about stuff that you put on a spoon that tastes horrible and that you gulp down when you've got a cold or you've got a cough or whatever. Medicine used to just be used as a more general umbrella term for health, fitness, and well-being, and so on. And that's why they're called medicine balls. Right. How can I get good abs when I can't do sit-ups? Interesting. Now, when people often equate getting good-looking abs to how many sit-ups you can do, or how many crunches you can do, or how many other abdominal exercises you can do, and actually this actually almost relates back to the initial first question. The biggest thing that's going to affect how your abs look is going to be what goes in your mouth, yeah? Not how many sit-ups you do, etc. Because if you've got even a tiny little layer of fat on top of your abs, it only has to be about half an inch to an inch. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a lot, but that amount will be enough to cushion and hide your abs. So if you want really good abs, you need to really, really focus on the kind of 90% of the time that you're spending outside of the gym rather than the actual hours that you're putting in the gym. That being said, the difference between when you are actually lean enough to see your abs, and the difference between kind of good abs and really good kind of well-trained abs is, of course, how you train them. So when you're lean enough, if you can't actually do sit-ups, and by sit-ups I'm going to extend that, as opposed to specifically focus on sit-ups, I'm going to extend that to any kind of crunching type exercise. There are other ways you can still work your abs. For example, when you do planks, for example, you're still working these muscles here asymmetrically, yeah, which means that they're not moving, but you're still taxing those muscles. So as you build up the times in the planks, as well as working the big muscles around the middle here that pull your waist in, you're also working these muscles isometrically, okay? So you can spend some time doing some planks, doing some side planks. Again, I'm going to go ahead and assume I don't know the specifics behind the question, but I'm just going to assume you can't actually do crunching exercises, in which case you can still work your muscles isometrically as well, yeah? You can go ahead and do planks, side planks, and other similar static exercises as well to still work your abs, even though you can't do sit-ups, yeah? Right. Let's do one more. I generally have the 2 weekend days as my rest days, and would I be better off mixing it up by taking 1 day off exercise during the week rather than resting for 2 days in a row? Yeah, okay, that's actually a really interesting question, and there's a couple of ways you can look at this. By kind of taking a day off in the middle, or kind of splitting your days up and doing, say, 2 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, or something like that, you spread your workload out a little bit, which could be beneficial to your recovery ability, and particularly if your body doesn't react well to hammering it several days in a row, 4, 5 days in a row. By spreading that out, you can still get, if you want to get in 5 workouts a week, you can still get those 5 workouts in a week without overdoing your recovery ability so much that your body can't actually pull back from that. On the other hand, the other way of looking at it is, if you can actually tolerate 5 sessions in a row, you know, Monday to Friday, because a lot of people like to work out, there's a lot of other things that work here, not just kind of recovery ability, there's also working into your general routine, and of course Monday to Friday is our working week, so we often work our workouts into that routine. So if you can happily tolerate that, then what you'll get is kind of an accumulative effect, if you like. So you'll need more recovery by Friday, by the end of Friday's workout, and then those 2 extra days will give you that time to get back on track, fresh and ready to go on Monday, assuming of course the weekend isn't too active, should we say. So basically, either would work. It's personal to a degree, because it depends on your own level of recovery ability between workouts. But also, as I say, either option can work quite well. So if you can work out Monday to Friday and then have the weekend off, great. If you need to spread it out a bit, great. The best way to do it is to experiment and decide what fits you best. Yeah? Okay, I think for now that was about 4 questions, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll get to some more questions next time. See you soon.